I'd like to call the Livingston County Board meeting of Thursday, April 17th to order at 6:02 p.m. We'll have the invocation by Pastor Randy, please. Going good.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for giving me the honor of praying over your lives, and I hope that you have a great Easter weekend and that the weather cooperates and it will become spring, really. But Lord of all creation, we come before you tonight, asking that your Holy Spirit would fill this room and lead these men and women as they lead the over 35,000 individuals who call Livingston County home. We thank you for the many blessings that you pour out on our nation, our state, and all of the towns and villages of our county. Lord, bless, protect, and inspire the President of this United States of America. May Donald Trump seek your face as he seeks the direction for our nation. Bless the governor of our great state of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker. May all the leaders of America have a God encounter and humble themselves and call out for your guidance and wisdom. Let us be one nation under God. We ask that you would keep your mighty hand on all of the men and women who serve our wonderful country and protecting our freedoms. Thank you to all of our first responders who lay down their lives every day for our safety and protection. John chapter 15 and verse 13 says, "Greater love hath no man than this, that a man would lay down his life for a friend." As we enter into this Easter weekend, we praise your holy name, O Lord, for sending your Son, Jesus Christ, into this world, living for us, dying for us, and rising for us. We are truly thankful for our nation's freedoms, but we are even more thankful for our spiritual freedoms. Thank you for setting us free from sin and death, and thank you for the gift of eternal life. Amen. God bless you guys.
Thank you, Pastor Randy. God bless. Now we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance led by Rebecca Fair. Could I have a roll call, please?
Manker.
Present.
Oops, pardon me.
Present.
Aaron. Fair.
Present.
Bannon. Here. Lovell. Rodriguez.
Here.
Getty.
Here.
Egg.
Here.
Monson.
Here.
Mays. Barrickman.
Here.
Ambrose. Here. Blackard.
Present.
Myers.
Here.
Welch.
Present.
Carly.
Present.
Weller.
Here.
Ritter.
Present.
Sorry, Christy, did you hear me? Christy, Gerald,
Oh, no, I didn't.
I'm here.
Well, we're glad to see you.
Thank you.
Okay, you have the agenda in front of you. I'll take a motion to approve it in a second.
Moved.
Motion by Ritter, second by Lovell. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. I'll have approval of the minutes. If you've read the minutes, I'll take a motion in a second.
So moved.
So moved by Fannin, second by Lovell again. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We'll move to presentations. We have a certificate of presentation for voluntary community service. I'll take a voice vote on that. All in favor of that, please signify by saying, well, let's see, we have to have a motion first, I guess. Motion by Haig, second by Bannon. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, we'll start the presentations. Mr. Ritter, will you please handle that? Thank you. And thank you for all you do with the recycling, sir.
Okay, so I'm excited tonight to be giving out these certificates of appreciation to, as I call the groups up, if they'd come up here, and I'll explain what they've done, and then we'll go from there. I've got members of the PTHS Environmental Science class. Come on up. PTHS enters smart technology. They're involved in the same class, and so there's a lot of carryover. Heartland Community College Conservation Ecology class. Thank you. LACC Computer Maintenance. I didn't see them here. Cybersecurity. LACC Cybersecurity. The Boy Scouts of America Troop 76. The Boys and Girls Club Y Fighters Robotics. Just to kind of tell you what they've, come on this side, that's fine. Just to kind of give you an idea of what they've done. Their hard work and energy on the 5th of this month at Kmart parking lot was able to bring in 22,000 pounds of consumer electronics to be recycled, reclaimed, and repurposed. When I say they brought in 22,000 pounds, they were physically lifted 22,000 pounds to put it in the truck. I appreciate all the board members who were there as well. With us tonight from the environmental class, Addison Bressner and Tristan Bednar. With us tonight from the Y Fighters, Grace Murphy, Emily Hammer, Clayton Thorson, and Beckett Ahern. And from Heartland Community College, Mandy Bennett. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. Keep this one. I just want to get a picture with everybody. Hold on. Everybody get together. Gotta get closer. Thank you. Give them a round of applause again, please, and thank you.
Thank you all for your service very much. We appreciate it here in Livingston County, and thank Mr. Ritter for all that he does to organize these people to come and help us. Thank you very much. Now we'll have a presentation for FY 2024 audit, Mack and Associates. Thank you. Lori.
Good evening. My name is Lori Pope. I'll be representing Mack & Associates this evening. We performed the audit for the fiscal year ending November 30th, 2024. I'll go ahead and give a brief presentation. I previously met with the Finance Committee prior to this meeting and gave a much more thorough presentation, but this evening I'd just like to go ahead and give you the highlights. I am proud to announce that again this year we've issued an unmodified, which is a clean opinion on the financial statements for the fiscal year ending November 30th, 2024. I'd like to thank everyone involved, the finance team, the administration, all the elected officials, and the department heads for their collaboration again this year for an audit that went smooth. The planning processes, all of our testing and audit procedures went off without a hitch, and we want to thank you for that. With that being said, there was also no findings for this audit this year, so that's always a good report card to have each year. And I'd like to also point out that the single audit, which is an audit that is required because the county has expended more than $750,000 in federal awards, that has also been issued as a clean opinion, and there were no findings related to that audit either. So thank you to everyone involved with the audit. We do appreciate it, and it did lead to a clean opinion on all accounts with no findings. I'd also like to take you through a brief explanation of the basic financial statements, just to show you the different fund balances and net position amounts that the county had for the fiscal year ending November 30th. We'll go ahead and start with net position. On the government-wide financial statement, we had total assets, which are inclusive of cash, investments, CDs, different receivables, along with capital assets and inventories of $128.7 million. Deferred outflows of resources related to retirement benefits and pensions of $14.6 million. Liabilities comprised of accounts payable, accrued items, leases payable, and net pension and OPEB liabilities of $7.4 million. Deferred inflows of resources comprised of property taxes levied for subsequent years, unearned rent, unearned deferred grant revenue, and deferred inflows from retirement benefits and pensions at $18.9 million. The net position for the county ended the year at $117,021,521. That was up about $5.5 million from the previous year. On the statement of activities, which is the corresponding statement to the net position, we have the statement of activities, which comprises of the expenditures for the county, broken out by the governmental activities. Each of those governmental activities, including general and admin, public safety, judiciary, public health, transportation, and interest, ended the year at $30.2 million. The charges and fees for services provided by the county ended the year at $13.6 million. Operating grants and contributions ended the year at $2.7 million, and capital grants ended the year at $113 million. The largest general revenues were comprised of the property taxes, which came in at $10.2 million, replacement taxes at $717,000, sales tax at $2.1 million, state income tax at $2.2 million. Interest increased significantly from the previous year of $2.1 million, for a total general revenues brought in of $19.2 million. Those revenues did exceed those expenditures by $5.5 million, ending the year with a net position of $117,021,521. I'd like to focus on the next report required in the basic financial statements of a governmental entity. This is a balance sheet of governmental funds. In total, the total assets for Livingston County ended the year at $72.7 million, the largest fund being the general fund at $47.7 million. The liabilities at $3.3 million, with the general fund comprising $1.2 million. The deferred inflows of resources at $10.6 million, with the general fund comprising $5.6 million of that. And then finally, the fund balance at the end of the year for all funds of the Livingston County, $58,832,040, $41.9 million being allocated to the general fund. The next fund balance report is a statement of revenues and expenditures dispersed. The total revenues overall did increase about $2 million from the previous year. It ended the year at $35.6 million. The total expenditures for all general, administrative, public safety, judiciary, public health, transportation, and benefits ended the year at $31.9 million, which was down from the previous year, about $400,000. The revenues did exceed those expenditures for fund balance by $3,689,000. Add that to the previous year fund balance of $55.1 million, and we end the year at the county with $58,832,040. If anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Overall, the highlights here are a clean opinion on both the single audit and the basic audit of the basic financial statements of the County of Livingston. Any questions?
I'd just like to thank you for the job you guys come in and do. We had some concerns that we discussed about having different personnel come in and handle the audits, and that was addressed. You guys have done a fantastic job for us, and we appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for your service. We appreciate it. Any questions? Well, again, thank you, Lori. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, we have an appearance.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
you'll want to approve the audit.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. We do have to have a roll call vote on that. Motion to approve by Fannin, second by Manker. Roll call vote, please.
Banker,
Yes.
Herring,
Yes.
Fair,
Yes.
Bannon,
Yes.
Lovell,
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Vieti.
Yes.
Haig. Monson,
Yes.
Mays,
Yes.
Barrickman,
Yes.
Ambrose.
Yes.
Blackard,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Weller,
Yes.
Ritter.
Yes.
Okay, now, under appearances, we have, we have a public guardian. I wouldn't get your name correct, so you can come up and tell us your name, please. That way I won't look so silly.
Thank you and good evening. My name is Nargis Kokar, and I was appointed as the public guardian and public administrator of Livingston County by Government Pritzker this year. I am a practicing attorney in the 11th Judicial Circuit, which encompasses Livingston County, based primarily in McLean County, but after McLean, I think I'm in Livingston the most. I'm here probably in person 1 to 2 times a week and through Zoom court almost daily in front of the judges here. My practice area is primarily as a guardian ad litem, and a guardian ad litem is a lawyer that assists the court in different types of lawsuits. It's a court-appointed attorney who helps make decisions on behalf of adults with disabilities, people who are compromised, or on behalf of children in high-conflict custody disputes. Because of the nature of my practice and my work, I was asked by one of the board members of the Illinois Guardianship Association to serve counties in Illinois that don't have a public guardian or public administrator. And one of the counties that I was asked to assist is Livingston County. And since I practice law here and I'm familiar with the courts and the community, I chose to accept this role and serve the residents of this county. Now, you may ask, what is a public guardian? A public guardian is a person who manages the legal and financial affairs of individuals who cannot manage them on their own behalf any longer. Some of my duties include facilitating medical care for someone, filing taxes on their behalf, or making placements in residential facilities. So those are, kind of some of the duties that I do as a public guardian. In terms of compensation, I am not paid by the county or the state, but I either contribute my own time as an attorney, or I charge a nominal and reasonable fee to the individuals that I am serving. These fees must be reviewed by a court and approved by the court, and it is my job as a fiduciary that I have a duty to those that I serve, and I take that role very seriously. I've already been serving this role in a number of cases in Livingston County. I'm pleased to report that we were able to successfully stop the abuse of an elderly gentleman that lives in Dwight, and I'm currently assisting with a number of other cases, just making sure that we're taking care of people who are vulnerable and in vulnerable positions. In terms of just me personally, I'm a solo practitioner. I have one part-time assistant, so it's just the two of us ladies, but we try to do the best we can to try to serve the community. If there's a case and somebody comes up to me and says we need help, I'm going to try to say yes, and if I can't, I'm going to try to find a way to get an answer for the person to help them out. I'm here to serve our community. I'm here to serve our courts. I'm here to serve the residents of Livingston County, and I'm here to just introduce myself, get to know folks. I'm going to stick around afterwards if anybody would like to talk to me or have any questions, and so I just want to open it up to questions at this time, but thank you for your time and attention and giving me the space and forum to address you. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your service. I might ask, what is the easiest way to get in contact with you? Do you have a phone number you can give us or something else? Or?
Yes, I certainly can provide that information to Ms. Hartley. Ms. Hartley and Ms. Zelding have been very helpful in facilitating my appearance here today, and I'll make that available. I was thinking perhaps it may be beneficial if the county board deems fit that perhaps you put me on the website so I can have my law firm's information there. So if there is a person out there who needs help, then they could contact me directly. And it's not an agenda item, so we can discuss that, but it's just a thought that I had that that's maybe one way to make it more accessible for the public. The way people are finding me now is word of mouth. The attorneys in our community know that I'm doing it, the judges know. Obviously the state knows, and they've been referring folks over, and then word's getting around in the nursing homes as well. But it would be a good place, at least, you know, for the government, local government to have, so that people know how to find me.
Do you have any questions for Nargis? Anyone?
I don't have a question, but I just want to say thank you for what you do. Very much so. Much needed. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and thank you so much for your time tonight.
Well, thank you for coming, and we appreciate that. And if you get them that information, we'll see if we can make it accessible for people to be able to get in contact with you. Thank you much.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. We'll now move to the consent agenda, which is approval of bills, and I think there's 8 appointments. I think they're in front of you, so I'm not going to read through them. I'll take a motion to approve both the bills and the appointments in a second.
So moved.
Motion by Fannin,
I'll second.
second by Lovell. We'll have a roll call vote, please.
Manker,
Yes.
Herring,
Yes. I didn't hear you.
Bear,
Yes.
Fannin,
Yes.
Lovell,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Fieri, Haig,
Yes.
Monson,
Yes.
Mays,
Yes.
Berkman,
Yes.
Ambrose,
Yes.
Blackard,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Carly,
Yes.
Weller,
Yes.
Ritter.
Yes.
Okay, we'll move to the action agenda, and under A, we have a reappointment of Dave Randolph to the Zoning Board of Appeals. I would like to read a statement that I've written about that before we consider anything, before I make the motion. A board member requested that the appointment of Dave Randolph to the ZBA be as a separate action item on tonight's agenda. I respected that request and did what was asked of me. Subsequently, I was made aware that there was an effort by the same individual to dissuade board members from supporting this appointment. Those efforts in context of conversations that were relayed to me were laced with misinformation and dishonesty both. I would have been happy to have an open, honest conversation about my decision, but of all the board members contacted, I was not one of them. As you are aware, appointments to the ZBA are made by the chairman with the approval of the county board. Appointments of the ZBA chairman are made by the chairman of the board with approval of the county board. I've submitted a memorandum for the appointment of Dave Randolph, who will serve as chair for the duration of his term. I'm making this appointment based on the following facts. Mr. Randolph has been a regular in attendance at meetings. Mr. Randolph has made his decisions based on evidence presented at the hearings and without prejudiced or conceived notions. I spoke directly with the members of the ZBA. 4 out of 5 highly recommended approval of his continued service as chairman. The other one wished to remain neutral. No one spoke in opposition of him. Mr. Randolph has a positive working relationship with the staff and has continued to be courteous and respectful. And most importantly, he has never ignored the advice of our legal counsel, placing the county in legal jeopardy. Therefore, I'm respectively requesting the board approve my appointment of Dave Randolph, the Board of Appeals, and I make that motion right now.
I'd like to second that motion.
Discussion? Mr. Haig?
I'd just like to say over the last couple of years, I've attended a lot of the ZBA meetings, and I've think Dave Randolph's done an outstanding job and been very professional.
Anyone else? In that case, I'd like to finish by reading a email I received from Scott Keynes, the facilitator for the CBA meetings that are going on right now for the Panther Grove Wind Farm. One of the things that has been relayed to me from at least 4 county board members is they were being told that Mr. Keynes was not in favor of coming back to Livingston County anymore, and he didn't want to return as long as Dave Randolph was on the zoning board. I took the time on Monday morning in a conference call with our executive director and Mr. Keynes to ask him about those accusations, and he was kind enough to provide us with the following email. It's a little lengthy, but I want to read it. As you know, this current public hearing before the Livingston County Boards of Appeals has been highly contentious, and many persons have been frustrated by the tenure of the hearing, including myself. When property rights are at stake, emotions run high, and frustration has on a few occasions turned to anger. My goal always has been and will continue to be to ensure a fair hearing for the applicant, supporters of the project, and opponents of the project. We have spent a great amount of time during the hearing dealing with motions from the attorneys and numerous objections to questions and to testimony. I think I've taken great pains to consider the arguments from both sides to render correct rulings and to ensure fairness to all parties. What has been done of concern to me is the ZBA's requirement that we can't go past 9 o'clock. Certainly 3 hours of testimony and or attorneys' arguments on various issues is plenty for the ZBA to hear in one night. However, where a witness could finish in an extra 20 or 30 minutes, I believe that it's better for the witness to continue to answer the questions and finish their testimony. In that way, people could ask questions while testimony is still fresh in their minds. Of course, we never know how long the questions and answers will go. I'm not sure how to resolve that, so it will remain a problem. As for a statement I made concerning the fact that I won't return as hearing facilitator to future Livingston County ZBA or public hearings, I do not believe I made that statement. Like others involved in the current hearing, I have been frustrated at the pace of the proceedings. I may have possibly said something to the effect out of frustration, but it certainly is not my intention to not return to Livingston County as a hearing facilitator for future public hearings. I've appreciated Miss Joan Huseman's willingness to turn over to me the job of presiding over these hearings during her tenure on the ZBA, and I appreciate Mr. Dave Randolph's willingness to turn this task over to me that now that he is serving as chairman of the ZBA. I look forward to working with Mr. Randolph and the members of the ZBA in the future. Sincerely, Scott B. Haynes, attorney at law. Let's call for the vote.
I just have a point of clarification, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Isn't the facilitator required, we're required to have a facilitator at wind hearings, correct?
No.
It's in our ordinance that we have a hearing facilitator.
It's in the ordinance that it can happen. You do have discretion. It is this board's discretion.
Okay, thanks for clarifying.
Okay. Becca?
I am the one who asked that this be voted on separately. I received several emails from constituents who have been at these hearings, who have complained to me and also emailed this board about instances that have happened during these hearings. I'm afraid that some of the playing telephone of what got back to Mr. Carley, a lot of it was not said the way that Mr. Carley has said it. I have been a witness to some of the behavior of this gentleman, as many people in this room have, and many of the people that have gone from the county board. And I just wanted to clarify that you very well could have called me as soon as you found out that I was calling people. So the communication goes both ways. And that is my closing statement. Thank you.
Any other comments? Call for the roll, please.
Manker,
No.
Herring,
Yes.
Fair,
No.
Bannon,
No.
Lovell,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
No.
Vietti,
Yes.
Higg,
Yes.
Monson,
Yes.
Mays,
No.
Berkman,
No.
Ambrose,
No.
Blackard,
Yes.
Myers,
No.
Welch,
No?
Carly,
Yes.
Weller,
Yes.
Ritter,
Yes.
it's tied. So that would be, it would have failed because it's a tie vote.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
you may want to seek guidance from the state's attorney on what to do now, especially with the current Panther Grove 2 application. You have one vacancy on the board, one board member who has recused himself. I'm not sure how you move forward.
Mr. Regner, would you like to take a moment, please? Thank you for being here.
Mr. Chairman, we could give the state's attorney some time and come back to this if you want to.
Okay, is that what you prefer, Mr. Regner? Okay, we can move on. We can go to committee reports. Finance, Marty Fannin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have one item tonight, the FY 2025 budget amendment for rural transportation authorization to place on display for public inspection. I'll make a motion to approve that. Second by Earing. Questions? Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Manker,
Yes.
Herring,
Yes.
Fair,
Yes.
Bannon,
Yes.
Lovell,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Vietti, Higg,
Yes.
Monson,
Yes.
Mays,
Yes.
Berkman,
Yes.
Ambrose,
Yes.
Blackard,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Harley,
Yes.
Weller,
Yes.
Ritter.
Yes.
Okay. The only other piece of information I have is I want to say kudos to our finance department. They won an award again this year, and they've got great leadership and a great team in there, and I am certainly thankful that we have them. So good job. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. We'll move to information technology. Gina Manker, Chair.
Although we did not meet this month of April, we do need to accept a bid from Bennett Electronics for the cameras project, the hardware and the software, and I'm going to turn it over to John Sear, who has the figures for those.
Basically, we actually had two companies bid on the hardware for the cameras, and the one backed out at the last minute after he submitted it. So the bids that I have for the hardware was $148,872, and then the software was $24,568. And it's under capital. We put $200,000 in the capital. So this replaces all the cameras in this building and the Lawn Just Center, and then we're adding two for the front stairs as well. So.
And under budget.
And under budget.
Questions for John?
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Gina?
I will make a motion to approve.
Roll call, please.
Manker,
Yes.
Herring,
Yes.
Fair,
Yes.
Bannon,
Yes.
Lovell,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Beatty, Haig,
Yes.
Monson,
Yes.
Mays,
Yes.
Barrickman,
Yes.
Ambrose,
Yes.
Blackard,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Carly,
Yes.
Weller,
Yes.
Ritter.
Yes.
Does that conclude your report, Gina?
Oh, I'm sorry, that does conclude my report.
Thank you. We'll move to Ag and Zoning Committee. Mike Hague, Chair.
Yes, we met last Monday night. We have one action item. It's a zoning text amendment for the youth camp, which I believe we've all seen. It's ready to be finalized. I would make that motion to approve zoning case ZT 1-25.
Roll call, please.
Manker,
Yes.
Herring,
Yes.
Fair,
Yes.
Bannon,
Yes.
Lovell, Rodriguez,
Yes.
Beatty, Haig,
Yes.
Monson,
Yes.
Mays,
Yes.
Barrickman,
Yes.
Ambrose,
Yes.
Blackard,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Carly,
Yes.
Weller, Ritter.
Yes.
With that, I'd just also like to thank everybody that helped again with the Recycle Day, and it was a great success again, and we look forward to doing it again in the fall. And I would also just like to take a moment to thank the continued involvement and all the time that our ZBA, Zoning Board of Appeals members have put into this last hearing. I know that it's been a lot of time and effort, and I really appreciate all of their consideration in that project right now, so.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Can I also enter into the record that Gerald stacks semi-trailers better than Mike does, so I just like to have that in there.
Not surprised.
They both do a good job.
I want to say thanks for everybody taking over while I was gone. That's all I have to report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. We'll move to Highway Committee, and we'll move to the Vice Chair, Jim Blackard, since Mr. Lovell wasn't there.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have 5 items, letting results from the April 3rd letting, the local agency agreement for federal participation, bridge petition in the Broughton Road District, resolution and intergovernmental agreement for the Illinois Public Works Mutual Aid Network, and the resolution for appropriating funds from County Aid to Bridge Fund. We do have Clay here if there are any questions.
I'll remain silent.
If there are no questions for Clay, I would make that a motion to approve all 5 items.
I'll second that.
Manker,
Yes.
Herring,
Yes.
Fair,
Yes.
Bannon,
Yes.
Lovell,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Beatty, Haig, Monson,
Yes.
Mays,
Yes.
Barrickman,
Yes.
Ambrose,
Yes.
Blackard,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Carly,
Yes.
Weller,
Yes.
Ritter.
Yes.
Is that it, Mr. Blackard?
That is the conclusion of my report.
Thank you. We'll move to Sheriff Jail License. Bob Weller, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have a rather short report tonight. First thing we did was we had our annual liquor license and mobile home license renewals. You should all have received a copy of that at your spaces, so you can see what all they are. And those were all approved, so I would make a motion that we pass that.
Second.
Voice vote. Ritter.
Ritter.
So it's a voice vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In addition to that, obviously, the sheriff gave his monthly department reports, the housing report, animal control, proactive. There were no raffle licenses this month. And we also have some updates on P2 detail program, but if I may, Mr. Chairman, can I defer to the details? Let Mr. Ritter go through that.
Please do, because I think we've got that coming up, so, Paul?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, fellow board members. Community, P2D2, the Prescription Pill and Drug Disposal Program, has our take-back day with the Sheriff's Department and Walmart, as well as the Pontiac Police Department and the Institute for Human Resources. We've had such an amazing combination of efforts out of everybody. This is going to be taking place on the 26th of April from 9 to 1 o'clock in the Walmart parking lot. Simple instructions. All you have to do is drive up. We have our P2D2 truck and trailer there. There will be a bin. You can just simply open the door of the secured lock bin, place your pharmaceuticals, unused medication, unwanted medication, homeopathic medication, place it right in the bin. The door shuts. No questions asked. It gets boxed up just as it is and taken to Covanta Energy in Indianapolis, in which the entire secure box with weight as it's manifest goes into an incinerator. And ironically, it is turned into power. We have now done a little over 9.5 million pounds of pharmaceuticals from a little program that came out of our county and is now powered over 300,000 homes. So I thank you. We're going to have members of Heartland Community College environmental class. I know my environmental class is going to be there. I think we have members of Snowball and Snowflake who are going to be around for this as well. And so it's the endearing commitment of the students of this county and the community members to make sure that this program is alive and well. I thank the Sheriff's Department and everybody else involved. Sheriff, I thank you for continued support in that as well. And so with that, I hope to see you there. We usually get somewhere around 30 to 40 pounds of medication in one day. And when you think about what that means, I do not know what one of those pills will do, whether it's in regards to life or the environment. But because we do this, we don't have to wonder. And so that's the best part, because an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Thank you very much, everybody involved. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ritter.
Thank you, Mr. Ritter. Mr. Chairman, that concludes my report.
Thank you. We'll now move to rules, legislation, veterans, and community services. Jack Beatty, Chair.
Thank you, Chairman. We have two items we have to vote on tonight. We have an ordinance authorizing grant application and agreements for rural transportation. I'd like to make that motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Manker.
Yes.
Ehring.
Yes.
Fair.
Yes.
Bannon.
Yes.
Lovell.
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Beatty.
Yes.
Egg. Monson.
Yes.
Mays.
Yes.
Berrickman.
Yes.
Ambrose.
Yes.
Placard.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Welch.
Yes.
Carly.
Yes.
Weller.
Yes.
Ritter.
Yes. Okay, then we have a resolution opposing township consolidation initiatives. I would like to make that motion. Seconded by Ambrose. Any further discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Voice vote.
Voice vote, okay. Yeah. Voice vote then.
Sure.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Chairman, that completes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Property Committee, Gerald Ehring, Chair.
Yes, we met this week, and actually, we've had a good month. I want to remind everybody, there's construction on this building right now. Be careful when you're around the building. And also, the new drive-through facility is completed with insulation and everything, and that's all I have to report, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Regner, are you ready? I'll let you talk, and I have no report for Administrative Committee, so I'll let you speak, sir. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I realize you're very busy.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for the extra moment to make sure I wasn't guessing. Our director of HR kindly got me a copy of our standing rules. They don't directly speak to this type of vote being a tie, so I dug into the Roberts rules. There are certain provisions that would allow the chair to break the tie. This is not one of those. Therefore, the motion simply fails as a tie vote.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, we want to move to executive session, so we'll. Well, excuse me, public comment. Anybody who has anything to say, you have 3 minutes, 15, excuse me. Okay, come forward, please. 30 minutes overall, 3 minutes each. State your name, please.
Matthew Washko. My mom, Rita Washko, and I, Matt Washko, are against the Panther Grove 2 wind farm because of the disruption and destruction of habitats and the health of wildlife, the health and well-being of people from the wind turbines that get put off. I want to thank you all for taking the time to hear and deal with everything that is going on with the turbines. And that's it.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I want to talk a little bit about decommissioning.
State your name, please, if you would.
Oh, Charles Hicks, Braemont, Illinois.
Thank you.
I went to the zoning board office to get a copy of any decommissioning agreement that had been signed and who signed it. They didn't have anything like that, and they gave me a copy of this solar project that's going on, and they said basically whatever's going to happen will be based kind of on this information. So I looked at it, and it is basically based on the Illinois Department of Agriculture and the Agricultural Impact Mitigation Agreement. This act states the agreement is subject to county requirements and shall be a minimum standard, which to me means it's open for negotiations. And if you look at paragraph 7 in this agreement, the applicant is providing you with a financial assurance to cover the estimated cost of decommissioning the project. I ask, why are there any estimated costs? The financial assurance should be a total cost of the project from day one until the project ends. The applicant is just trying to lower his cost at the potential expense of the taxpayer. If the financial assurance is money to cover the removal in case the applicant defaults, goes broke, or just pulls out, the county is being stuck with a removal project based on estimated cost. This is not good business. Please look into a better way to protect the taxpayers rather than this upcoming agreement. And the other thing I thought of when I pulled up here tonight is you have a roofing project going on. Did you take an estimated reducing costs for that project? No, you didn't, I'll bet. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Tom Kolasic, Dwight Township. Thank you for letting me address you all tonight. I would like to say, first of all, thank you, and I'm going to say thanks to Mr. Haig because it came out of his committee. As I was going through the packet for tonight's meeting, I noticed public comment was placed in the minutes. This is something I've been really pushing to have, that the public comment appear in the minutes of all committee meetings. Mr. Haig, I don't know if you did that or it was somebody else, but that was kind of refreshing to see, and I hope it spills over into all the committees as well as the full board meeting. I was one person who did contact, and I did email everybody on the board opposing Mr. Randolph's appointment, and I gave reasons why. I did hear back from some of the board members in an email, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate all of you who read that, and whether or not you took it into consideration, that's up to you. When I email you or send you something, it is on the record. So if you ever want to read what I send in public, I'm not afraid. What I said, I said. If you want to share that, I have no problem with that. And last but not least, I'm glad to see that our highway department is getting involved with IPW Man. I have had the opportunity to work with that organization when we had the Coal City tornado. Was it 19, or whenever it was, not all that long ago. Mr., and I can't remember the gentleman's name right off the top of my head, he's the Waponzie Township Road Commissioner in Grundy County, was running that organization at the time. They did an outstanding job within 24 hours to 48 hours of getting, I don't know how many dump trucks, end loaders, you name it, for municipalities across northern Illinois. And it didn't cost Coal City a dime. So that is a very good thing to be involved with, as well as our other organizations of mutual aid throughout the state, such as ILEAS and MABUS. So I appreciate you all getting involved in that, because we may never need it, but if you ever do, it pays off in spades. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Brad Nagel. Thanks for letting me speak here. I live just outside of Flanagan on 300 Road in the middle of where the proposed wind farm is. In 2016, the people of the county voted for a 3,450-foot setback, showing that the will for these wind farms isn't, and the people here don't want them. They can tell us that it doesn't affect property value, but I don't think there's a single person ever said, give me the view of the wind farm. I think their county should have a vote of the people, of the public. I would have been to more of these meetings, but early on, they came to me with a good neighbor agreement and had told me that the project was approved and that I might as well sign the good neighbor agreement and get paid. So I didn't come to any initial meetings because I was under the understanding the project had already gone through. So I'm sorry that I took it out on some of the board members because I emailed them, let them know what was going on, but it was just frustrating to, find out that I had wasted 3 months thinking the project had already gone through and there was nothing I could do about it based off what the wind representative had told me. So, and that's all I have to say. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else in public comment?
I'll make the motion to go into executive session pursuant to 5 ILCS 122C21, semi-annual review of executive session minutes.
I'll second that.
Motion by Fannin, second by Ehring. Roll call, please.
Manker.
Yes.
Herring.
Yes.
Fair.
Yes.
Fannin.
Yes.
Lovell.
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Vieti. Haig.
Yes.
Monson.
Yes.